Is the American dream dead?
This dream has been in decline for decades.
This billionaire is betting it's alive.
You, my friend, were labeled a loser, least likely to succeed.
No one thought I would ever make it.
I went from rags to riches, but it wasn't luck.
30 years ago, Glenn Stearns started with nothing and built a billion-dollar lending company, one of the largest in the country. But have the times changed?
The business principles that got me rich are how I'm gonna get rich again. But talk is cheap, right? I'm gonna prove it.
With $1 million of his own money on the line, Glenn Stearns will see once and for all if the dream is still possible in America.
Self-made mogul Glenn Stearns is out to prove the American dream is alive and well. With $100 in his pocket, he has 90 days to start a startup company, all while going undercover in the new series Undercover Billionaire. And Glenn joins me right now. Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Jeff.
Greetings from Las Vegas.
How you doing?
I am doing so great. I'm telling you, Glenn, you are my third billionaire that I've met in my life.
There you go. Three's a lucky number.
My first billionaire was Kirk Kerkorian. I met him at the Four Seasons in LA. You know, he's done wonders for Las Vegas. Had to go shake his hand so I could say I've shook the hand of a billionaire. And then earlier this year in April at the Turner Classic Movie Film Festival, I got to meet Ted Turner. So I'm doing really good here. I'm in good company.
There you go. There you go. Two great guys.
So Glenn, in Undercover Billionaire, you're starting a company within 90 days to make it a success with $100. Tell me about the business challenges of starting such a company.
Well, I mean, you know, obviously I think the first part is having only $100. It was more about survival, you know, so, I was a little taken aback when I got going. I realized, you know, how am I going to get from 100 to 200 when I have to eat and I have to sleep and these things? So it really taught me a lot about just people that live every day hand to mouth. It's so hard to get ahead in life. But once I figured out how to get to a place where I could go from surviving to thriving, it then became a business challenge of, all right, how am I going to be able to put my 30 years of experience into, 90 days or less than 90 days because of the first few days trying to figure it out. And so I needed to build a team. I mean, what I found is everything I've ever done in my life in business, it was because of great people that strengthened the areas that I was weak in. And so I went through the community of Erie, Pennsylvania, and found people that, were really good at certain areas that I lacked, and got them to believe in a vision and a dream of creating more jobs in Erie. And then off we went. We went and tried to create things that basically other people would think would be impossible, like a 90-day goal, and see what happens. And so there were so many wonderful twists and turns and things that went well and things that just totally fell apart. But that's life, that's the way life is. You just got to figure it out and make the best of what you got.
Now, Glenn, I would assume that it's important to keep your true identity a secret from your team, because if they knew you were a true billionaire, they would treat you differently and not question anything in this 90-day startup. So how important was it to keep your identity a secret? Did anyone know?
Yes, no, they did not know anything about me other than, I was from Baltimore, Maryland. My name was Glenn Bryant. And, my real name is Glenn Bryant Stearns, so it wasn't a far, takeoff from that. And so, the idea was, could the average person stretch themselves and do something that was what they felt was virtually impossible? And, and this was to prove that, you can go off and do things. And what I mean by that is, I'm 55, right? I've had this career. And so why would I go and take my whole, life of everything that I've done and put it out there and risk my reputation? But that's what it was about, is other people, when you get older, you get more conservative. But why? Why don't we just take a chance? Why don't we go for it? Because then we'll feel a lot of pride and a lot of doors will open when we don't even know it, because we never, we don't take those chances. So the idea is, how do we show other people that if they want to go off and get a job promotion or try to do something outside of their comfort zone, that they should be able to do that and can do that, and it's going to turn out okay, And because a lot of people are afraid of what's around the corner, we should go around the corner with excitement, not with fear. And that's really what this was about. And in my case, I'd built businesses, so we put a 90-day timeline on $1 million business, as insane as that was. I was very pleased with the arc of life and the show, and a lot of setbacks, like I said, but, that's the way it goes.
Hey, Glenn, so I have a question for you. A friend of mine about 30 years ago said to me, I have a great idea. What do you think? And I go, what is it? He said, what do you think about a digital radio subscription service? And I go, why would you pay for radio when it's free? When it's free over the air? Of course, Sirius XM came along. So I was wondering, was there any kind of businesses or ideas that you turned down that you regret later?
There's a lot of things that I've done when I look back and I've kicked myself because, in business, you get, especially after you've had some level of success, a lot of people come to you. And so I've had many different times where I looked at something and I thought, there's no way in the world I'm going to, go down that investment. Yet I've made many investments that didn't turn out very well, and I've made many that did. So, I think you can't look back in life and have a lot of regrets. It's okay that you missed out on, some big deal. You have to look forward, and you have to realize that you can create your destiny going forward. You can't worry about the past and live in the past. So I've never really kicked myself. Only for fun have I talked to my friends and go, I wish I'd invested in your company, or whatever, but I'm proud and I'm happy that they did well. And so you just move on, move forward.
When I was growing up, Glenn, I loved to read about titans and captains of industry. I read Andrew Carnegie's book. I read Norman Vincent Peale's How to Win Friends and Influence People. I was wondering, was there any specific people growing up that were inspirational to you? Any titans of industry?
Well, I grew up hard, right? I failed fourth grade. I was dyslexic. I had a child when I was 14 years old in the 8th grade. And my parents struggled with alcohol. They were very working class. My mom cleaned homes and my dad was a printer. So I didn't have these big, people in my life. But what I did have is a few people came and they said, there's something about you, Glenn, and I think you're going to go far. And they planted seeds, and I would kind of blow them off. But in the back of my mind, I thought, I really want to prove that person right. And so I've now realized the power of mentorship is so big. If we can take a young person and say, we believe in you, we think that you're great, we think you're going to do wonderful things, that you never know where that goes. And there's a group called Horatio Alger, which is about children that have struggled with so much adversity, yet what we do is we help them and bring them through college. And those kids are going to be the ones that are going to do well because adversity has shaped them into realizing that they're going to be the victors, not the victims. And I think that's so important. And so, I think mentorship is so critical in our lives right now. And in business, one last one, I had a gentleman that really believed in me, and he was a pillar in our community. And all I did is I wanted to learn from him. Let's go to lunch. You don't ask for money. You don't ask for anything other than I want to know, I want to just have it rub off on me, how you live your life. And I think that's important to be able to be with people that you emulate and try to, become a better person yourself.
Well, Glenn, congratulations on Undercover Billionaire. It's a unique concept. 90 days and $100 to make this company work. I can't wait to see the end results.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
All right, you can catch Undercover Billionaire on the Discovery Channel, and for more interviews and reviews, you can surf over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.